my GED stuff.
What's going on, everybody? David Miltz here, and welcome back to Fans Train, episode 87. And we're talking more about DMUs today.
What's DMU?
DMUs. They're a type of locomotive. Gonna try to invite some of the guys. Hopefully some of the guys do pick up. It's good. We were talking about commuter trains again tonight.
Do you want to tell them what my favorite locomotive?
Gord will be joining in 5 minutes, meaning there'll be a first time in a while we'll have Gord.
Hey, David, do you want them to tell what my favorite locomotive was?
A GP40-2, or check out a GP38-2.
Oh, GP38-2.
Snub nose or a high hood variant?
What?
Snub nose or a high hood variant?
What does those mean?
You got a high hood variant, which some people don't know about. Let's start again. Because
Gord.
now I hope Brightline do join because, oh boy, got them nice juicy stuff to talk about with him. Mm-hmm. Hey man, you doing good?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, but I might be having to leave in about a few minutes because sorry.
Hey, what do you think about the future of America Rail being DMU for commuter rail services?
I think, you know what? Never mind. I might have to leave now, but I will answer a question. I believe that is a pretty good. I believe that DMUs are the future because they just, I don't know.
They would work in smaller cities and big towns.
I'm pretty sure Dallas is also kind of working forward to that.
Mm-hmm. California.
Yeah. Right.
And a couple others, even up in New Jersey.
Interesting.
Oh, dude, get what I missed today because of work.
What?
The CSX Conwell Heritage Unit.
Oh, really?
I literally heard the train going by my work plate while I was working, and I said, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" Like, and saying it, I knew.
Yeah, I understand you, but David, sorry, but I might have to leave now.
It's all right, man. But you have a good one.
Thanks.
Hey, Gord.
Thanks, you too.
You.
That not Gord. That was the man from Tokyo.
Oh, the man from Tokyo. Sound like Gord.
Mm-hmm. He did a quick in and out. Now we're just waiting on Gord, which he'll be in here in about 1 minute, actually. So that would be perfect timing. Also, would hope we get Penzi Fan and some of the other guys ready. If you know what I mean. But DMUs are the future of American commuter rail service here in the U.S. for small towns and big, or technically small cities and big towns. So, yeah. Like, Charleston, you've been a big town by 2000 was a big city, if y'all know what I mean. Or not a big city, but small city. But Gord should be joining us in a minute. But I will bring it up like DMUs are the future of American commuter rail for this country. And my reason why is because of Pacific when you did think about it. And for me, it actually, I will bring up, like Charleston, we are big enough now where we can have a commuter rail system. For people who don't know. Like, we're big enough for a small commuter rail system. Something that a DMU would be good for. And Jane, there are some big towns that are big enough for DMUs too. So, that's something else. But, yeah. But, there are so many places in the U.S., and I'm talking about like small cities, big towns, that actually have the capacity for commuter rail if they have decide to use DMUs. And to be honest, DMUs would be better than a bus transit system. Plus, they would actually solve a lot of problems. And that would bring some good money. That I'm not going to lie about. But it's something I will be on about. Like, DMUs are the way for our country. That I'm not going to lie. Like, there are so many areas. Like, here in Charleston, we have capability. Columbia. To be honest, Columbia can have, like, a dual, like, standard commuter rail and DMU system. Greenville can have, and Spartanburg can have both if they decide to. If you know what I mean. Well, let me start the call again. But my point is that if we work everything to a T, we can actually make them good, and I mean good system. If y'all know what I mean right there. Come on, Gord. Come on, Penny Pan. Come on, Brightline. But, yeah, like, to be honest, like, if Charlton had a robust commuter rail system, it would be good for everybody, heck. Even for people who don't want to drive. If y'all know what I mean. But we need it. And that thing, we need this stuff.
Yo.
Hey, you doing good, man?
Yeah.
Ben?
We go work.
I know.
I gotta say, I saw two trains. I saw Metro North and I saw an Amtrak, and the Metro North had a New Haven engine on it.
Oh, Gord, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at me today.
Why?
You know the CXX Conrail Heritage Unit?
Yeah.
Well, I was at work when it passed me.
It's supposed to come by me at like 6 a.m. on Tuesday or something.
I know, but it passed me sometime around between 10 and 12 when it passed me. So I missed the sucker because of work today.
Today's my day off.
Tomorrow is my day off, so I'm going to go rail fanning tomorrow if I don't black out. If you know what I mean. But I'm just going to say this. What do you think about DMUs? Train, you know?
I like them. They're efficient. They're good. They're very useful on like very like low demand routes.
Like, to be honest, I'm just gonna bring it up, and you could agree and disagree with me. But do you think that we have a lot of cities here in the U.S. that have the capability for that type of passenger rail.
Yeah, for starters, if a lot of people like the commuter service, they can obviously expand it by like full-size trains or more DMUs to attach to each other. But they're only really useful in like small numbers.
Mm-hmm. That seemed like
if you have a lot of capacity, you should either buy a normal like diesel train, or you should electrify and get EMUs or an electric locomotive with cars.
I know. Oh, Gord, you know my birthday coming up in about 19 days.
19 days. Cool.
August 25th. I'm turning 25 on the 25th. But yeah. But is there any new stuff that they talked about for Train Sim World, or have everything been quiet for a while?
Everything's mainly been quiet. They're releasing I don't know if it's a locomotive pack or like a skin pack. I'm not sure. I was hoping it was a locomotive pack because I was hoping it would be some commuter engines for some of the routes, but I might not be. They're gonna fix the Trenton thing later this month, the New York Trenton route, and they got a British, not a British. They got a German route on the production line. They haven't announced what it is yet. And they officially announced the BR420. And then I don't know about the British stuff. I think there's 2 routes being made for Britain.
So, what American route do you think going to come next?
Well, they haven't said any, but they're talking about Train Sim World 4. Next route, I'm hoping it's something Midwest.
Already talking Train Sim World 4?
Yeah, I was confused by that too. I thought they would do like another Rush Hour type thing. They're just going straight to another game.
Dude, WTF?
Which I find annoying because they charge money for the new game. The base game doesn't, so you don't get updates after the new game comes out. I found that annoying.
I know. But
and it's kind of lazy. I feel like they should just keep it the same platform and rebrand it. But I guess it's easier for them, so they don't have to maintain the older games. They could just put everything on the new thing and update all at once.
That, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty annoying, you know?
Yeah, some of the routes I find very unenjoyable because they're really outdated.
Oof.
Like, I don't like the older routes I used to like playing because they're so outdated they haven't been updated because they just don't care about the older routes. They'll release something and they just don't care after they release it.
I'm not gonna lie. DIY Train with a Z is probably going to overtake them, or Derail Valley. Have you been seeing Derail Valley lately?
No, I play on Xbox, so my only choice is Train Sim World or Train Life, which is not very fun. It gets very boring.
To be honest, Train Life, not trying to hate on the game, but it don't look that good.
I like the delivery aspect, but like the NPC drivers they give you, because I played the game for a few hours, like I think a week or 2 ago, so I got a lot of progress done. It gets like very repetitive.
Because let's be honest, they're not that much operational value to drive a train. Like
technically, it's more like a trucking simulator than like a train simulator, if you know what I mean.
I know, because you don't switch freight around, you don't uncouple or recouple.
Yeah, I mean you do, but it's not like great.
I noticed that when I seen this stuff about it, like it could have had a lot of potential, but not trying to hate on developer, but they kind of killed it. Or
I just blew up my teammate in Siege.
Oh, dude, friendly fire. Dude, you know I used to play Goat Recon Wildland.
Cool.
To be honest, I used to play that game to hell and back.
My teammate tried to shoot me, but he missed.
But
I haven't played any of the other Tom Clancy games, sadly.
Well, I do want to get into, Rainbow Six Siege, because I'm good with snipers, and I want to get super good again. You've been very good. I know they got a couple of sniper rifles in Rainbow Six Siege. I know they do. But
they're Cali and Glass, but I don't like them very much.
But yeah. Oh, speaking of that, have you been seeing the videos of Derail Valley?
No, I'm not.
Dude, you need to watch that. You need to watch videos of that game. That game is that game literally kicks Train Sim World behind with realism. I'm not even joking. Derail Valley is physics based. Like literally, it's so crazy.
Train Sim World is okay with physics aspect, but other from that, it's not great.
I know.
The graphics are obviously the best. It's like the Forza of like train simulators.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has good graphics, but the gameplay itself isn't great.
I know. Well, other games are starting to catch up with it, so we're probably going to eventually see Train Sim World and, Dovetail Train Step get overthrown by other train simulator games,
Yeah.
We're probably going to see that happening. You know what I mean?
Again, it's like, I'm trying to think of it. Like Among Us, you know what happened to Among Us? They just did an update. It got boring. That's what's going to happen to Train somewhere if they don't keep updating the older routes, which they haven't been. They need to start doing that.
I know. Like, heck, they are now starting to update Among Us. Like, to be honest,
it's stupid.
Like, to be honest, I still love Among Us. It's a fun game.
I haven't played it in so long.
But I would love for them to start working on DLC, like new maps, new tasks, new game modes. Like, you want to know why Among Us is still around? The modding community.
Yeah.
Like, any game that got a modding community is going to last way longer than any game that do not. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, am I right about that, Gord?
Yeah.
Now, here's something I am hoping. There is a railroad in Pennsylvania that is about a 45 to 70 mile long line that would be perfect for Train Sim World.
Yeah, that's long, and there'd probably have to be a section of the line.
Technically, the line is 40 miles long. It's not.
You said 70.
Technically, I can't remember if it's 40 or 70, but
40 is reasonable if it's high speed. I doubt it is.
the line is 50 miles per hour. About
50.
It pretty.
Because most of the high speed lines in the game now are like true high speed lines are like 70 max miles. I think maybe 80. One's 80. The rest are like 60 to 70. And then regional lines, I think the longest is like 25 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Like normal speed trains. I'll look in a second. I'm playing Siege. I'll hop on a train in a second.
But yeah. Oh, but here, Jane, the only reason I'm bringing it up because a fellow YouTuber by the name of, Florida Rail Fan went up there to Rail Fan. Have you ever heard of his YouTube channel?
No, I'm not.
He rail fans in places that other people do not.
Well, let me look at the Keystone schedule. Harrisburg, 7:03, Philadelphia. That's 2 hours. Okay, a really good route for trains, in my opinion, would be the Harrisburg line. Not the Harrisburg line, the Keystone line from Philadelphia to Lancaster. Every Amtrak train stops at both those stations that go through there, and there's some freight on there, like NS. I think that would be good.
I actually have to agree. I looked at that area. It would be a good route. Now, also, I noticed, you remember where that area up there in, Maine, that short line? They started passenger service.
With the RDC?
Yep.
If it's consistent, that would work. I would think a good Amtrak route in Maine would be Brunswick to like Portland or something with the Down Easters.
I know.
Brunswick, it's like 50 minutes. That's like perfect for trains in the world.
That I would have to agree.
Let's talk about it. And also the Keystone line has SEPTA too, which they don't have in the game, and they could reskin stuff like the HCS 64 and the AM fleets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for them to like just reskin stuff.
I know, that's the thing that make everything so much better. All
I
right.
don't say better, less variety, but they're more willing to do it.
But now, all right, I just found the video talking about it. Oh, being that
Me and you would enjoy
that, I will say this: Amtrak is planning more routes.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, in real life.
Yep.
New routes?
Oh, you know what would be a really good route? Detroit to Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yes.
That's an hour, and I think most of it's 110 miles an hour.
To the Reading and Northern, I made way for my Airbnb
That'd be
in
nice.
Altoona, Pennsylvania. The town is nothing short of famous.
I think it's under 10. It's pretty damn straight in there where they upgrade.
I know.
So.
Plus, they got a short line and multiple railroad interchanges too.
A lot of freight stuff.
I know, like that. That line have so much variety. Plus, it will bring a new Amtrak locomotive to the game and new rolling stock. Technically, 3 new locomotives if you just think about it. You know what I mean, Gord?
Yeah.
Meaning we will probably get the PL-42.
Oh, you're talking about New Jersey Transit. Sorry, I zoned out.
Or not New Jersey Transit. I'm talking about the Riverine.
You mean the SC-44?
Yep, and the F-40PH.
Just the NPCU.
You know the...
It's the SC-44. The PL-42 AC is New Jersey Transit, which I would also like to see.
I know, but I'm talking about the long-distance Amtrak locomotives.
Yeah, but wait, what route were you talking about? The Detroit one, right?
Yeah, it called the Riverine.
Yeah, those use SC-44s. They don't use ALC-42s.
They use a lot of different types, you know?
No, they mainly use SC-44s. You'll sometimes see maybe a P-42 on there or a -8, which I don't think they'll add because it's rare.
I thought they just had to be a good omen.
But yeah, no, those are just SC-44s, and then usually they have an Amfleet Cafe and then 4 Venture coaches and maybe like a baggage car or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool kill. That was a perfect setup.
About an hour east of Altoona,
I know.
where NBER's daily trains start and end their work. I found
It's it crazy.
on the west side of town and Monday, February D70 AC.
But it's it crazy because there are so many American routes. You know what I mean?
I thought they just had to be a good omen for my time in Altoona.
Like,
I was based out of NS country for the next
it's
few
it
days.
crazy.
I explored much more than just the Class 1. Waking up on Monday, February 6th, I intended to chase the Nittany.
Alright, you're off on Train Simulator.
Nittany and Bald Eagle Railroad. It one I would remember. I would try to remember it. The Nittany and Bald Eagle Railroad. And here the intro and the cool thing about it. You remember the movie Unstoppable?
Yeah, it was on that railroad, I'm assuming.
One of the scenes was on that railroad. You know that street running section where the train is going right through the middle of that small town?
Yeah.
And they would take the train down with the other one? That was on the Nittany and Eagle Bold Railroad.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool, but the reason why I bring that railroad up because it would be perfect for our train sim world because it got some interest and up to it. Also, and I'm going to bring it up, it would be good at DLC for the Pittsburgh line, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it interchanges with the Pittsburgh line.
Yeah.
So, it would be a nice little expansion to Train Sim World 2, you know. Horse to
Also, I
curve.
would like to see Bright Line, but I think Orlando to West Palm would take too long, so maybe they could do like West Palm to Fort Lauderdale or something like that. That would be cool.
Oh, speaking of that, do you want to know when passenger service between Miami and Orlando begins?
September 1st, I think.
Yep, September 1st.
Nice.
The airlines,
I just want to see some more Amtrak routes in the game.
I know.
Like, the Liner would be cooled out. That's a classic, too. That was, like, the first train ever thing I played, the route.
Mm-hmm.
San Joaquin would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's already out there in San Francisco. We could add stuff. They could just extend the Caltrain. Let me look. Let me cook. All right, Caltrain joins in at San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like Amtrak do interchange with Caltrans and 3 other commuter rail systems, you know?
They could just add a route extension to the. I don't know how long does that take? Most of them start at San Jose. What? I'm so confused. Give me a second.
You know, I am going to bring it up, Gord. I'll be so interested to see how they do the electrification ideal in Train Sim World if they decide to do that, you know?
Oh, for Caltrain?
Yes.
For the big update was coming up, so I'm assuming that's it. But to them, I don't know what big means specifically.
You know, when I was looking at the line, there were actually some parts that they missed that kind of ruined the atmosphere of the line. Like, there is a little short line off to one of the side right as you get out of the first tunnel coming from San Francisco.
Yeah.
That where tracks come from the port. That was part of a short line that they completely forgot that should be in the game.
Well, again, their big thing is frequency. If there's not a lot of frequency, they don't want it.
Well, to be honest, I think they need to, bring in more, operational value and more variety instead of, frequency. Because eventually people are going to get tired of the same cookie cutter stuff over and over again. You know what I mean? Like.
What line can I look at for regional rail? I've not played in a while. I haven't played the Trenton route, but I've been waiting for that to get its fix. I was just doing the Boston Sprinter with an F40.
Oh, that crazy.
I take that.
Now, here one thing I would like for them to do is to fix the Northeast Corridor route right there going into New York.
They're doing that. I said that.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are. It's supposed to release at the end of the month.
Are they going to fix Union Station?
Yeah, they're adding Long Island Railroad and NPCs. They're adding the full New Jersey transit schedule. They're even adding services that would go north of Newark. So it's going to be like a 2-stop New Jersey train service. So that will be nice if people just want to run those.
What about Oops, sorry.
You continue. That's pretty much it.
What about the clipping in Union Station?
Yeah, they're fixing that in Penn Station. Yeah, I think
so.
But that's not every route. Like any German route I go on, I'll like watch the train from third person. I'll notice like the pantographs like flipping into like a station like overhang or something. That's on every route. Those are hard to find, so they aren't like easily fixable. They were looking for more game testers, which I couldn't apply to be 18 years old. But yeah, they were looking for people to find that stuff.
Saying is, what I'll be honest about is that, like, the route is crazy, like, there are so many routes. Heck, right there to Washington, D.C., like, approaching Union State in Washington, D.C., that would be a good area.
The problem with that is Mark and the Amtrak frequency cuts down there. They don't have the Keystones going there. They don't have the Pennsylvanian. And Mark only uses the corridor during rush hour. If not, they'll use an alternative slower route because Amtrak likes to charge them a bunch of money for like no reason.
That explains everything, but it's a crazy.
I would love to see a Mark route, which it would be that one. But yeah, they only use it during rush hour. And they only that's why they
no! Gord Bell trying to tickle me.
Hey, Gord.
But now let me talk. Like Gord, there another railroad that we did now think of. Virginia Express.
Sorry.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, I know them. I'm trying to think of what route that would utilize. Well, I know they only have like 2 routes. Let me look.
Because
it could be from Washington to. Let me do some Amtrak scheduling thing. Okay.
it go along that very famous rail fanning area up into the mountain along the Potomac River. The Potomac River.
I guess they could do a split route. It could be Washington to Fredericksburg and Washington to Manassas or something.
I know.
Well,
And see, is it that CXX too?
And then Fredericksburg is. Fredericksburg. Oh, it's a long. I guess Woodbridge works or Lorton. Lorton works. That's where only the auto train stops there, so it has to be Woodbridge.
But yeah, I did saw this up, and if they do that and have the Amtrak stuff in, like it would be funny having the auto train stuff just set up right there as if you know what I mean.
Was that heard by accident?
But fine. But it would be interesting to have like the auto train stuff right there in game already, to have the auto train a little bit on the side. You know what I mean?
The same thing?
Yeah, they just have to reskin auto ranks or something. Or they might just be lazy enough to reskin them. But yeah, that could be a good route. It would have to split though. But yeah, I could see that being a cool route to do.
But it's crazy when you did think about it, Gord. Speaking of that, did you hear about that railroad that active railroad up in Massachusetts that they're trying to turn into a rail trail?
No, I haven't heard of that.
They're trying to shut an active railroad down to turn it into a trail. An active.
Oh, I think I saw that. I forgot what their short line was called.
The Mass Coastal.
The Mass Coastal.
To be honest, someone need to call the NIMBYs out, because one, they don't care on how much they screw up people. You know what I mean? It's NIMBYism at its worst, And here, Jane, if I were up there and I came to one at meeting, I would ask them who would benefit from it being turned into a trail. I would straight up call them wrong. You want to know who would benefit from it?
Nope.
Car insurance, car dealerships, buses, and mechanics. I would have been straight up calling all of them out.
No, we don't want to be trade Nazis, but yeah, I guess I would assist them. But buses aren't necessarily a bad thing. It's public transit.
I know, but
I don't think we get anything.
I know, but I looked at that area, and there is a bus system up there, but they don't get used that much. The train actually get used more than.
They have commuter rail there?
Yes.
Okay.
They have a commuter train that come from Boston all the way down to, I can't remember the Air Force base.
Cape Cod?
Yeah, down to Cape Cod.
Okay.
The idiots are going after and trying to turn a active rail line that have commuter rail into a freaking walking trail. Like, screw that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, and to be honest, these people are doing that. They wonder why the railroad community hates them, because one, they're trying to kill off railroad, and heck, and here's what I'm going to be on it. If they win, and if they win, this could be a bad news for a lot of railroads across the U.S. Because They can use a catalyst to try to screw over and get rail lines shut down, turned into trail. You know?
I understand some rail trails. Like again, like the one near me, there's like 4 alternate routes for its main goal, and it's the worst out of the 4. So they Conrail shut it down, and then it became abandoned. And then they made it a rail trail. And then on another part that could still potentially be used one day because it's important, they just built the trail like next to the track. The track's still there.
Mm-hmm. But
which they should do with a lot of train tracks that are like not used a lot.
I know.
Like we'll just build the trail next to the track. It's not that hard.
I know, but here, Gene, like last year, and I'm going to bring it up back in 2022, I actually kept covers of it and kept track of it when it was going on because there were a tourist and freight railroad in California that will also plan to do like a light rail DMU train on it, and saying that what happening is that the people were trying to get the railroad shut down and get it turned into a freaking bike trail.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of Roaring Camp?
No.
In California, you know that narrow gauge railroad with.
Never heard of it.
All right, Warren Camp is a narrow gauge tour railroad, but they also got a standard gauge tour railroad that connects to it, and that standard gauge railroad goes all the way down to the beach, and it connects up to the BNSF line near Santa Cruz.
Oh, Amtrak.
Yep.
That might be UP actually, because I was down there for spring break one year.
Right.
And it's a UP line, but UP never operates on it. So they just they make Amtrak pay them to upkeep it. But only Amtrak runs on it.
But here, Gene, freight we do run on that line. Once, twice.
So wait, is it south of Los Angeles or north?
North of Los Angeles. It near San Francisco. Like.
No, Amtrak doesn't use that. No, I see what you're talking about though. Yeah, no, that's BNSF. No, south of like St. Louis is all Union Pacific, and they don't use it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
only use it.
Well, reason why I'm bringing it up because they went after and tried to get the tour and freight railroad shut down. Jane they failed because a lot of people realized what they were going to do, and they got called out on it. They had to back off because they would have been screwed if they got caught, and they were about to because, let's be honest, I actually knew someone who actually went on the board. I actually met them say, hey, man, go look, see who would benefit from this. And I brought up the car company, trucking company, even big buses, I brought up all the stuff I just told you to them, and they started digging. And the moment that these people found out that they were digging for evidence against him, they backed off.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's not the people who are wanting to bike trail or like the rail to trail. It's the big car corporate rigs, Because let's be honest, what screw over mechanics, car dealership, and insurance for cars, what screwed them up? Commuter rail. And
I work at a car dealership.
I know you do, so you know what it is. Am I right?
Not really. Honestly, like, the car companies only like the own people because, like, they just, like, sometimes they'll buy used cars in an horrible condition. They'll just mark them as they're good and sell them.
That's insane. People who don't want to drive or are unable to drive, if you literally give them an option that don't have to be driving, they will choose it over driving. But if you take that option away from them, you end up forcing them to buy a car. You end up forcing them to buy car insurance. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And
so let's stop that Route 128.
Mm-hmm. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like, it literally makes sense when you look down the rabbit hole. Oh, Pinch Band online. Hopefully he can join. But let me be on it, not Brightline, but Gord. Like, we need to think about all this. It makes a lot of sense. Am I right? It's just crazy. Like, when you did think about this stuff and go down the rabbit hole, it start making big realizations. You know what I mean? Like, good God, like, it's something that I'll be on it about. It's that something that people don't realize. Like, it a rabbit hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, here another thing I will bring up. Like, whenever a town or like a small city in a big town hear about commuter rail, you're going to have people who run car company, or not car company, but dealership and mechanic stuff. You're going to have those people here, and they're going to start realizing, saying, oh no, they're not going to be good for our business, you know? So they're probably going to try to find any way they can to go after it and get it shut down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heck, that would happen here in South Carolina. Here in Charleston, like, back 2 years ago, they were talking about doing a commuter rail from downtown Charleston to Summerville, South Carolina. And the thing is that it got shot down to the ground, and instead they said, hey, we can use a bus rapid transit system. The thing is, I already know the bus rapid transit system is going to be a failure in how it's set up.
Did you know I've never saw a bus rapid transit? Well, I guess New York City counts, but like dedicated bus right of way until this year.
Oh, where at?
Hartford, Connecticut. There's literally dedicated bus right of way.
Oh, now here, James, the bus right of way they're talking about building, it's going to go along a main road. You know, like a 6-lane road, and the bus right of way is going to be right in the middle of all of it. I looked at the plan, and they're terrible. You know what I mean? But yeah, so you.
Lane roads are also like just not easy for the driver because you have to watch both sides. At least on like a 4-lane road, you only have to watch one side of you.
I know, and that's the thing.
I was doing that today. I was driving on a 6-lane road, and I was in the middle lane. I had to focus on cars on my left and my right, and it was very frustrating, especially if they're bad drivers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Christopher won't be hanging out with, tomorrow, Val. But I'll be honest that it sucks that knowing that they went with the bus rapid transit system over a commuter rail system, you know?
Yeah, and that's if you want a commuter rail system, but there's not enough demand. That's where DMUs come in to help because they're very inexpensive to operate.
I know, and that saying there was a big demand, like people were voting for the commuter rail line. Like,
the only problem with DMUs in the U.S., or most of them at least, I think, except for the Stadler ones, is they're not FRA compliant, so they have to have like isolated right of ways. Or in California, they do this weird thing is where they'll run the DMUs during the day, but then freight will use the track at night.
Now, what about the SMART system? Because I know that they run both of them during the day. Yeah, the SMART commuter rail right there above San Francisco.
SMART. Let me look. I think those are Stadlers, which are their FRA compliant.
Yeah, you know the big green DMUs? I'm talking about SMART, you know?
Oh, they use the same ones as the airport train Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they are FRA compliant.
They actually are. Done checked. they are FRA compliant.
Crash standards?
Yep.
Well, yeah, I guess they have those big front ends. They should be okay.
And Jane, it's that those Jane can work here in Charleston. Like if they can work there on that side of California, they could work here in Charleston. You know. And Jane, it's that people here in Charleston when we were doing it, when they were voting for a commuter rail or like transit system, 80% of the people in Charleston voted for a commuter rail. 20%, or technically not 20%, but 10% voted for a bus rapid transit. Another 10% voted for, just a normal bus transit system. But
I didn't even know SMART existed as a 79-mile-an-hour speed limit, which is similar to the Toronto airport, which is 90. I've been on the Toronto airport, and I remember that these DMUs are actually like pretty comfortable.
I know, and that team.
I didn't know they were FRA crash standard compliant. So that's interesting because I knew they're in Canada. Canada has different rules.
I know.
They're more. But yeah, I've been on this train, except it was just in Toronto, not California.
The thing is that because they do have freight on that line, like they run freight during the day and night.
Yeah.
They got a night train and a day train that they run freight with. You never knew that, didn't you?
No, I didn't even know this railroad existed until right now.
And here, Gene, the railroad actually owned the freight trains. Like, it's both a passenger and freight railroad.
Yeah, I saw this. It's the Northern Pacific something railway.
It used to be, but it was bought out by Smart.
No, the Smart parent company. I was just looking at their Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let me look. They're owned by... Where is it? Beep! Oh, my cat signal's beeping at me. I need to slow down. All right. It is not working. Holy Jesus. Yeah, I've already one crash worthiness. I like that they even put that on Wikipedia.
I had a family thing cannot make. Well, Benji Fan cannot make it today because he had a family event. Jesus. I'm not dumping on Pinchy Fan, but due to having bad luck, happened to go to family events, you know?
Yeah.
Alright,
sorry. Oh, I was looking at the Wikipedia for the train itself. I'm dumb.
Alright, now here at Team...
Northwest Pacific Railway, which owns it.
Mm-hmm. You know they're not going to go all the way up to Eureka, but you know where the Skunk Railroad is.
You mentioned it last stream. I don't remember where it is.
Alright. They are going to rebuild the tracks that go all the way up to connect right back up to the Skunk Railroad, where they can actually have passenger trains that will go up and connect with the Tourist Railroad.
Cool.
And also, they're probably going to bring, a transflow facility up there for the farming and the lumber industry up there, Which, that actually is pretty smart when you just think about it, because it will actually save on money putting everything back on rail, And the thing is that it would be great for everybody, less trucks on the road, cleaner energy, if you know what I mean. But yeah, now here's the other thing I'm going to bring up, Gord. Like, that would be a good thing. Like, if we have more commuter rails like that popped up in the U.S., that would be a good thing. You know what I mean? That would be one of the most amazing things that will happen. But I'm just looking forward to the future, Because
wait, oh my god, I can't even talk. There's so much commuter rail stuff going around on my area. They're building all new platforms along the Hudson Line. They started working on the station near me the other week. They're supposed to get chargers in 2025, and then Amtrak's supposed to start operating the new Avalia trains hopefully next year.
I know. Hopefully, when those chains come in next year, they finally get all bugging teething problem. And once they get those teething problems, I'm looking forward to once they get those teething problems fixed.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that these chains are actually going to be faster than the Acellas, you know?
Yeah, I know. The new ones are good for 220 miles an hour. The old ones are only rated for 165. But I wish they, on the certain sections where it's 160 miles an hour for the new ones, that they can get even faster on those. It's just not, like, I guess, economically feasible to make them higher because they don't go that fast for long. But they could go faster.
Well, what I'm hearing is that some of the sections are actually up in the speed in some areas on the Northeast corridor even faster.
Yeah. Again, all the 150 mile an hour zones are getting upgraded to 160 miles an hour, and then other places are getting upgraded. But I'm hoping for the line near me. The MTA has been upgrading speeds on all the subway lines, so I'm hoping they'll do the same thing on the railway because the line near me isn't slow. It's like 79 almost the whole way until it gets out of Metro North territory. Then it goes up to 90, 95, and eventually 110. I'm hoping Metro North gets everything up to like 90, and especially the New Haven line, because that section of the Northeast Corridor damages the Acella's schedule so much because it's so slow.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the routes are like 60, 70 miles an hour, and then the rest of the Northeast Corridor is like 125.
Mm-hmm. Now here, Gene, that one area, like, you know, the area with the railroad crossing in that one area on the Northeast Corridor, I hope that they remove that area. I can't remember. Or at least not on Northeast Corridor. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
I didn't remember there are no railroad crossings on the Northeast Corridor.
Yeah, so they removed them all. I was rail fanning in Pennsylvania one day, and I thought there were still some on the Keystone Corridor. They're not there. They removed all those too. There's some railroad crossings on the Northeast Corridor, but I'm pretty sure they're all in New London, Connecticut, and that's like a really like curvy section where I think most trains stop.
I know.
There's a there.
Now here, James, they're actually talking about building a straighter line that will bypass the old line.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's just me.
To be honest,
the only two. Okay, well, yeah, they need to. I wouldn't say they need to build a new alignment on the New Haven section, but yeah, most of it is curvy, and that's what's slowing it down. But yeah, I guess I make it work. But they said they wanted to do it through Long Island. I don't know how that's gonna work. But I guess after it gets out of Long Island, it could join in a little past New London, Connecticut, and then that way it could utilize the current high-speed areas in Rhode Island and Massachusetts at 150 miles an hour.
To be honest, there is a way in it called tunnel boring.
No, I know, but tunneling under the Long Island Sound is going to be tough. Because I'm pretty sure that might be a longer distance than the Eurotunnel. Yeah, it's a longer distance than it's like the same distance.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that I'll be honest about this.
You see the English government classified HS2 as impossible or something?
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, they managed to do it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, they haven't built HS2 yet, they built HS1.
HS1, I meant, my bad. The thing is that...
it got classified as impossible or something along the lines of that.
People that say stuff like that impossible, they don't know what they're talking about, you know?
Yeah, but they're building multiple lines and stuff. We can't even get one line. So I'm hoping Brightline West could solve that for us.
Speaking of that, Brightline West actually is going to break ground in about a month from now.
Most of that I-15 is straight as hell, or almost straight as hell.
I know.
Some of it they're going to have to curves, but most of it should be very high speed.
And it's going to be full double track all the way. No siding, no single main. It's going to be a full double track. It's going to be a full double track.
Apparently I don't know if this is true. Apparently, the entire right of way there currently is 79 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. Now, here, Gene, I know eventually once they get to Bakerfield's field where they, and from Las Vegas,
California,
Vegas, I have a feeling they're going to try to pull another move chain up because we're ahead of time and we got more funding. We're going to build all the way to LA. I think they're going to pull a credit card right there. You know what I mean?
They're starting in from what was that? San Bernardino.
Yep, San Bernardino.
Yeah, I guess. Also, they could use a Metrolink right away. I don't know why they won't just electrify that. That's pretty damn straight too for most of that.
Problem is with that not owned by Metrolink, that owned by Union Pacific.
Yeah, but then it gets confusing towards the end of the route.
Yeah, that why they are only doing to where it is right now.
Yeah,
because it make.
I would build it to that the Ontario International Airport, right south of Ranchero, Cucamonga, because that could be good for the airplanes flying.
I know. Now here's something I'm looking forward to, like all the they're out with talking about building a commuter rail system in Kansas City, or not.
Oh, I saw that.
Or not Kansas City, Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, they already have all the rail lines for it. They just need to put the commuter trains on there
and the stations.
They have so many rail lines around Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, when they do that,
UB St. Louis, they have a bunch of rail lines surrounding the city.
To be honest, a lot of these cities that have a bunch of rail lines but don't have commuter rail lines, like they can utilize into commuter rail. A ton of these cities have capability. You know what I mean? Now, I will be honest, there were one city that had a commuter rail up until the mid-'80s and lost it, and that was destroyed.
Detroit, I think they got in possession of that the weird Pennsylvania Railroad tubular train, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
They bought that, I think, but they never used it.
Never did, but they also had a commuter service. And
the commuter agency bought the train from I think Amtrak got it once they took control of all the Pennsylvania Railroad stuff.
You know Amtrak guy 365?
Yeah.
He did a video talking about the lost commuter rail up Detroit.
Yeah, that's why I know about them.
To be honest, Detroit was a victim of car culture. Like, we need to think.
What the car culture is?
Car culture was born from Detroit, but it was also a downfall,
Yeah. Yeah, because everything got moved to China, and then they got screwed out of everything.
I know. We need to think about it. Oh, speaking of China, about the deal, same thing happened to us, happened to them, because get where all their business is now going.
Who?
Get where all a China business now going.
I don't know.
Mexico.
I don't know. That's better or worse.
Like literally, all the car companies, they're setting their plants down in China and moving them to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is a big karma, I don't know what a big karma, but that is definitely a big karma right there, because that'll be technically a middle finger to them, but it will also be a benefit for us. Because, let's be honest, Mexico is an ally to the U.S. You know what I mean? So, it will be a small benefit for us. It did crazy. But, yeah. Now, I am really hoping that that next stuff coming for Train Sim World is pretty good, because let's be honest. Train Sim World have been out for almost a year, and now they're already planning a second one. Or technically a Train Sim World 4 to be more exact. You know what I mean? Gord?
Hmm?
Like, you remember when we were talking about Train Sim World 3 earlier and how they're already planning for Train Sim World 4?
Yeah.
Like, literally, the game have not been out for almost a year yet.
Yeah, September would mark a year.
And they're already talking about making a fourth one. Like, seriously? Already?
Then they spend another $30 on. I don't even know if they even have like the routes yet. Because I remember when Train Sim World 3 came out, they didn't even tell us those routes were in like production. They just like straight up surprised us.
I know.
But,
Maybe
maybe that's why no US thing has been on the roadmap. I uninclude the locomotive thing that's coming out because I'm pretty sure they're just reskinning locomotives and selling them back to us. But that's why nothing has been on the roadmap for the US since the Trenton route came out in the Acela, because maybe they're working on something big. Well, I mean, obviously they're working on the Trenton route itself, but maybe they're working on something big.
Probably are.
Over in Britain they have multiple game developers, and Germany has their own like division at Dovetail. TSG trains some Germany, so they can work on German stuff easy too. And then there's the main company that works on everything.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I'm hoping either another U.S. development team joins the Train Sim World team, or that Asian company that they mentioned a while ago gets a route done or something. That'd be nice.
I know it would be cool. That I'm not gonna lie about. But you know what I mean?
Yep. All right. Listen, I'm getting tired. I need to go to bed. It's been good talking to you.
Yeah. I've been doing it live stream for an hour, but I want to be able to catch trains in the morning, so I'm probably going to go ahead and call it a day too, man. So talk to you later, Gord.
Got it. See you.
All right, later, bud. All right, that been Gord right there. Everybody else unable to make it, so yeah. But to be honest, a lot of stuff been crazy happening, if y'all know what I mean. But yeah. Now, I will bring some other stuff up. And it's stuff that we do think it kind of cool, and I hope it happens. Is that I hope we get commuter rail in a lot of cities. Like, I really do. But yeah. But I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody had a great Sunday night. And I hope everybody had a great day. And to have a David Mitchell, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.